ladies and gentlemen. So today marks the first day of our first true unit of study in this course, a unit dealing with economics and wealth-related issues. Now, every year when I introduce this unit of study, I find that I get some level of kind of angst and anger and negativity from the student population. The students will roll their eyes, or they'll kind of make a gesture, or might, audibly groan or say something like, Mr. Heiser, like, what do you mean we're studying economics? Like, I thought I took this course to get out of economics in the first place. Well, personally, I've never understood that level of a negative reaction. In past years, I had this unit set at the end of the year, and what I found was that we were constantly getting cut short by the school calendar, that there were so many awesome topics that both myself and my students wanted to explore that unfortunately we never got a chance to get into. The other thing that I've also found over the years is that when I give students kind of end of the year reflective surveys about this course, oftentimes the unit that they say was their favorite, the one that they got the most out of, was the one that we're about to get into now. That they ended up really liking economics. And what I think that those responses kind of show us about the discipline, about the study, about what we're going to be looking at here, is how practical economics can be. That it's something that each and every one of you will be able to take some of this information and hopefully use it and apply and benefit from it as you transition into your independent adult lives. Now, we see the relevance of this discipline in the Greek root words of the word itself. Where do we get the term economics from? Well, it comes from two Greek words, oiko and namien. So to help us understand a little bit about what these root words mean and what they convey about economics in the first place, I have spared no expense today in bringing in a really, really famous guest speaker, one who has flown all the way over from overseas to perform for us today. So I introduce to all of you the great Mr. DJ Econ. Yo, 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 DJ Econ in the hizzle, faux shizzle. I'm here today to perform for all of you my #1 hit single, the Oikonomie rap. So here we go. Oikonomike, it happens every single day, and it makes all the people say, hey, I got to manage my money now. Oiko means house, the place where you live with the roaches and the mouse. You gotta keep it stocked and ready to feed your whole family and your friend Betty, because to keep a house going is a task. The challenges of it simply can't be masked, because if you don't, then on the street you're lurking. For that very reason, we all go to work. Oikonomie, it happens every single day, and it makes all the people say, hey, I got to manage my money now. The hard part of it is management, to always be sure of what you need, because if you don't, there will be banishment by your landlord with great speed, because the namie is the stocking of money and food for the family, and the wares and services you are hawking, and choosing between the scarcities. Oikonomie, it happens every single day, and it makes all the people say, hey, I got to manage my money. Now there's more to it than just you and me. There's the country, the state, and the city, who has needs and interactions of such complexity that an extra hand would definitely be key. So in steps business and the government to always be sure that every dime is spent the way things are needed to evenly distribute the scarcities. Oikonomie, it happens every single day, and it makes all the people say, hey, I got to manage my money. Thank you. Thank you. Woo! Could you believe that? Talk about talent. And the fact that I had somebody of that celebrity status in my house, incredible. Awe-inspiring, I would say. Now, I know that you are probably just as shocked as I am by what you just saw, but did you catch what he was conveying in his song? I told you that before I invited him out that economics comes from these Greek words oiko and namie. Did you catch in the lyrics what they meant? Oiko means house. Yeah, so have you ever had like Oiko's Greek yogurt? Okay, that's house yogurt, or in a more common translation, it means household, which can also include everything and everybody within the dwelling. What about the namie part? Namie refers to management. So you put the two together, well, what the heck does oikonomie study? What does economics study? It studies household management. In ancient times, ancient Greek times, where that derives from, what was household management? It was making sure that you had enough food to make it through the winter. Did you set aside enough seed in order to plant, at planting time? Do you have enough labor secured for harvest time? Do you have enough animals that you need? Where's your money tied up in? Obviously, economics in the modern world doesn't deal with a lot of those variables. But is there still commonalities? At its root, economics is about maintaining yourself as a household financially. Are you financially stable? Can you pay your bills? Do you have enough set aside in savings? Do you have enough set aside for retirement? Do you understand market swings in our economy? How does that impact you and your employment, your paycheck? Economics can deal with all of these topics. So again, where I think, at least in my opinion, where I think that economics gets a bad rap is that people look at it and they say, oh, well, my friend over there is taking economics and they're doing all this math, or they're doing all these graphs. Yeah, if you're thinking of working for, a multinational corporation and you want to be, some big shot economist, yeah, you're going to have math and graphs. But does your average everyday person need math and graphs to understand basic economic concepts that impact you on a daily basis? Most definitely not. Like with what we saw in our discussion of political science, economics at its root studies human behavior. It's a predictive science. It's not 100% certain. And especially what economics tries to predict about human behavior is how we react, how we behave in relation to wealth, in relation to resources, and especially by introducing incentives. Incentives that can be positive, things like rewards, things like payments, or incentives that can be negative. If you have this situation and you throw in a negative incentive, is that going to cause people to act in this different manner? That's economics for you. Economics, in my mind, is a really interesting field of study. So, I ask that, over the next 9 weeks or so that we delve into this topic. We're going to start off by looking at a lot of personal economics. Okay, the basic financial 101 that you need to know in order to be an independent adult in our society. And then from there, we're going to kind of branch off to kind of study a bunch of wealth-related topics. So money, topics that at the end of the day kind of come back to money and decisions that revolve around money. And if we look at them through this same kind of economic lens of human behavior and incentives, it will help us make a lot of sense of why things play out the way they do.